She was young, ambitious, and driven by something deeper than duty, a hunger to prove herself in a world that doubted her. The world she chose wasn't kind. It was filled with monsters that wore human faces, with crimes that left scars you couldn't see. And yet she walked straight into it, fearless, determined, fragile beneath the surface. When the call came, it wasn't about a promotion or a reward. It was an opportunity to speak with a man who had seen evil up close, a man who was evil in its purest form, a killer unlike any other, brilliant, manipulative, terrifyingly calm. He didn't kill for pleasure or power or greed. He killed because he understood the darkness better than anyone else. Her task was simple on paper: get information. But nothing about him was simple. From the moment she met him, it became a battle of minds. Predator and prey circling each other, though it was never clear who was which. His eyes saw straight through her armor. He knew her fears, her shame, her past. He didn't just answer her questions, he dissected her soul. Yet despite the danger, she needed him. Because somewhere out there was another killer, one who hunted women, stripped them of their identity, and left behind a trail of horror. He was still free, and she knew that the only way to find him was to let the monster in the cage guide her. Every conversation was a game. He gave her clues, riddles wrapped in mockery, but each encounter brought her closer, not just to the truth, but to herself. She began to understand the nature of evil, that it's not always loud or violent. Sometimes it's polite, intelligent, and soft-spoken. As she followed the clues, she found herself diving deeper into a nightmare. The other killer was meticulous, delusional, obsessed with transformation. He saw his victims as raw material, a means to build the person he wished to become. And while the world slept, he hunted, planned, created. Time ran out. Another woman was missing. The walls were closing in. And just when it seemed impossible, she pieced together the final clue. A realization so sudden it left her breathless. Alone, without backup, she stepped into the darkness, into his world. Every creak of the floor, every sound in the shadows was a heartbeat away from death. She wasn't supposed to be there. She wasn't supposed to survive, but she moved forward anyway, trembling, terrified, unstoppable. Because in that moment, she wasn't chasing evil for glory. She was fighting it because someone had to. When the final shot echoed through the silence, it wasn't triumph. It was release. The kind that comes after walking through hell and making it out alive. But even when the case was over, one ghost remained. The man behind the glass, the one who had helped her catch the monster Okbao and had become one himself in her mind. He had escaped, vanished into the world like smoke. Yet somewhere deep down, she knew he wasn't gone. He was out there, watching, waiting, fascinated by the only person who had ever stood toe-to-toe with him and not broken. And sometimes, in the quiet moments between dreams, she could still hear his voice. Calm, charming, terrifying. Because some connections once made never fade, and some monsters don't live under the bed. They live inside the mind. Can you guess the movie?